Beep beep, everybody. Here we have two boxes of Baseball Collector's Edge, which I purchased at a Walgreens earlier in the year. And these are distributed by Fairfield. And it sounds like on the front, 1 in 8 of these boxes could contain a hit. Look for randomly inserted cards, packs, parallels, autographs, and more. Now, this is my last video where I'm doing a voiceover, as I had experienced audio difficulties from a recording marathon that I did over the course of 2 days, more than a week ago, and I am trying to add some voice to this to get this out there. You can't open these again after you've already opened them. So instead of throwing away the video, I thought I'd at least save this to just get this out there. I'm sure other people have done video of this product because I saw some myself. So inside this first box is a 1992 Upper Deck pack. And like the ones that we at the prior video from Rite Aid, it looks like it's very similar products. So here we have a green bordered Tony Gwynn from 1985 design, and I can't quite make out the year. It looks like 2021 or 2020. I haven't seen these before because I haven't opened up any of that product before. So that's actually a nice start to this. And now we're off with Brooks Conrad rookie card from Bowman. And that one I'm not familiar with. Let's flip it over and see if we can make out. That's from 2008. And there's Tavares from a Turkey Red insert. I don't recall the year that came out. That's Willie Tavares. So, yeah, I don't remember the year that came out. I can't make that out. The print's too small. I'm watching this from the video, doing the voiceover. There's Justin Turner, opening day, who seems very excited that he has the ball. There's Mark Carrion from 91 Fleer. And Dan Plesac from 91 Score. And there's Dan Quisenberry from 90 Tops. And I may be one of the few people that think Dan Quisenberry should be in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, if he had like 3 or 4 more seasons of 30 plus saves, he probably would have made it. But even so, he was one of the most dominant relief pitchers in the early 80s. There's a 1988 Donruss checklist. That's very exciting. And there's Joey Cora from, I'm not sure what this is. It's Upper Deck. And there's a lot going on there. Like, everybody is trying to grab that hat. I've never seen such a struggle for a hat. There's probably something very valuable under that hat. Probably Joey Cora's rookie card. That's what's under the hat. As you can see, in the original audio, I think I was rather amused by this photograph as well. I can vaguely recall that I was curious about what's under that hat. And there's 1990 Upper Deck. That's Brian Holton. And Dave Leeper from 88 Fleer. I think that's pronounced Leeper. And that's 88 Fleer Update. There's Jerry Brown from 90 Tops. So we are seeing a lot of junk wax in this product. And there's a cool photo of Brooks Kieschnick, his draft pick from Pinnacle. Reaching out to grab that ball, holding on to the fence for his dear life. I don't believe I've ever seen a photo like that. I wonder if it was staged in some way. I mean, imagine where the photographer has to be. And there's Hall of Famer John Smoltz. And I don't know what year Tops that is. And unusual in that he's in the batting circle with the bat, which you don't usually see photographs of pitchers batting. There's 88 Donruss of Jim Eisenreich, not looking kind of zoned out. Probably wondering when the laundry is done. And there's 88 Donruss Scott Bales, and there's Bobby Thigpen from 91 Score, who used to hold the single season saves record with 57 for several years. And there's Mark Gardner from, I think, 92 Tops. Nope, 93. I was wrong. Sorry. And Score 91, Ken Griffey Jr. Cooperstown card. They were already calling him to go into the Hall way back then. Fortunately, he lived up to expectations. And there's hard-throwing Rob Dibble on an 88 Fleer card. And followed by Darren Jackson, who's happy to be in this group of cards. Paul Runge. And what are we doing now? Oh, they're both almost in the same exact pose. And as you can see from cards today, they still photograph a lot of players that way. And there's Tony Gwynn from 1988 Donruss, Diamond Kings. It looks like there's a ding on the upper left corner of that card, unfortunately. There's 92 Pinnacle Dave Fleming. And 90 Score Steve Balboni. Followed by 90 Donruss David Cohn, who had a really nice career. And this is one of those small 44 card sets that, in this case, Fleer in '86, I guess, released this of Dwight Gooden. But both Fleer and Donruss issued quite a lot of these during the mid to late 1980s. And yeah, that's from 1986. That was after he had his 24-4 season. And there's 1988 Topps Bill Dawley, followed by Mike Heath. And Claudel Washington. And Al Leiter from 89 Donruss. I did not know Al's first name was Alois. That's neat. And there's prospects Brad Pounders, who obviously must have been a home run hitter, and I didn't catch the second guy. And there's Grady Hall and Mike Rockford. And there's a Fleer limited edition 87 of Oda B. McDowell, who was kind of a big deal that first year he came up, and his career tailed off pretty fast after that, followed by Don Slaught and Hall of Famer Lee Smith. Charlie Lee. And Jack Clark had a really good career with the Giants, Cardinals, and there with the Yankees. And there's Albert Hall from 88 Topps. Followed by Cecil Cooper, who had a really great career and was unfortunately overshadowed the year that George Brett hit 390. Cooper had a 352 for second place, and any other season, Cooper would have had the MVP. So here's our 1992 Upper Deck pack. And we start off with Norm Charlton. And the cards in here look like they're every which way. Best left-handed pitcher, Jim Abbott. Followed by Anthony Young, signing an autograph. And Sean Abner, who's about to hit a giant marshmallow that's approaching him at the speed of light. Imagine the mess that would have made. Shane Mack had a couple really good seasons early in his career. And there's John Smiley, pictured from front and back, and Kurt Stillwell with an extra leg in the photograph. I assume that's not Kurt's, because it should be attached to him if it's his leg. And what is he doing there? It looks like he's throwing it way up into the sky. And there's a checklist, fortunately unmarked. Candy Maldonado getting ready to get into the batting. And Gerald Clark racing after a ground ball, most likely. And there it looks like he's, I don't know what he's doing there. Hector Villanueva is next. Oops. Hector was returned. And there's Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith saying, "I'm all right." And there he is doing one of his acrobatic plays at second base there. And there's Wilfredo Cordero, who just grabbed a ball. I have to say the Upper Deck photographers were pretty amazing, especially for the time period. Brian Williams with a big grin on his face. And Bob Wickman, who I'm not familiar with. So the word of the day is urinary. And I have to use that in a sentence. And I name my urinary tract infections like they name winter storms today. So here's the second box. And it's another 92 Upper Deck pack. And so these cost $5 at Walgreens. And like I said, they're very similar to the same boxes that Rite Aid sells. And there's one of those turkey red cards. And Mitch Garver. Jade Tibbs from 1990 Fleer. And Dennis Rasmussen. I apologize for the glare. And there's Frank Tanana, who has the only surname I know of that rhymes with banana. And he had a really nice career in the 70s. Bounced around a couple times. Played a good chunk with the Tigers in the 80s. Jeff Treadway. And that's from 90 Topps. And there's Tom Foley. And Andy Stankiewicz from Stadium Club. And I can't quite make that out. I think that's 94. 1990 Upper Deck Hall of Famer Tim Raines. And there's Jay Howe and Tom Foley again. And there's a rookie prospect, Ramon Caraballo. I'm not familiar with, and this is from Pinnacle. And here's David Justice. He had a pretty decent career, and it has unfortunately a corner ding. I mean, these cards are not well secure in the box. That was Gus Polidor and Bo Diaz, whom I remember from the Phillies. Prior to that, he was with the Indians, and here he is with the Reds. And I thought he was a pretty decent catcher. He was basically Bob Boone's replacement after Bob Boone left for the Angels. And here's Tom Browning, and I see there's another Tom Browning further on in the deck between Bob Ojeda. So it's a Bob Ojeda sandwich behind two pieces of Tom Browning. Ha ha! Todd Burns. And Tom Brookins. Followed by Jose Rio. And that's also an update card from Fleer. I haven't been checking all of the Fleer cards. This is the second update card at least. And there's Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn from 93 Upper Deck. And there he is hovering in the air. And there's Sid Fernandez, and that card looks like it has a little bend in the middle of it there, and that's from 1988. And there's Daryl Evans from 90 Score. And he had a pretty long career. I think he finished with over 400 home runs in his career, and here I am pointing out 414. See, he had his start back in 1969. And there's Dave Magadan from 1990 Donruss. And a lot of us were excited about Dave Magadan, but he never really lived up to the expectations, I guess. And there's another one of those. That's Mario Soto, really hard-throwing pitcher from back then. And there's Steve Lake and Kurt Young and Stan Musial on one of those green bordered 85 design cards from 2020 or 21. I'm not sure which. I have not opened up any tops from the base set from either of those years. And there's Ron Darling. He had a pretty decent career with the Mets. Followed by Dave Island. There's Lenny Harris and Marty Brown, of which only Lenny Harris, I think, played for a while. And there's Grady Hall and Mike Rockford. Neither one I know. And Marty Barrett from the 87 Fleer Limited Edition set, which you can see is number 2 of 44. And there's Pat Borders, John Perlman, I assume no relation to Ron Perlman, and Nelson Santovenia, Bill Swift, an 86 All-Star card of Jack Clark. I think that's 86. 88 Pat Clements. That could be 88. I could be wrong about that. That could have been an 88 All-Star card. So let's have a look in here. There's Mike Mussina. That's a good card. Best outfield arm, Jesse Barfield. And yeah, that I can attest to that. I do remember I believe he played right field, and he could reach home plate without a bounce. Todd Zeal. And these cards are making me dizzy because they're every which way. There's Corey Snyder. And Denny Nagel, who has a levitating ball in front of him. There's been quite a few photos of players with the ball just hovering there. John Wayner. And Kevin Seitzer, who had a decent career. And here he is getting ready to catch a ball. I think that them upper deck photographers were pretty good at their job. And there's Lonnie Smith. And it's got sort of a cube-shaped hair thing going on there, and I don't remember ever seeing his hair in that form. There's Mookie Wilson sliding into one of the bases. And there's Rob Deere, one of the successors to the Dave Kingman School of Baseball, where we try to swing for home runs all the time. There he is, 218 batting average. Look at that with 91 Tigers, 179, and hit 25 home runs. Dave Kingman would be proud. And there's another checklist. And Gary Pettis, and that's either Billy or Cal Ripken. I'm not sure which one. And they're having a bit of a commotion over whose bag that is. And there's Willie Banks, star rookie. I don't remember him. And Kenny Lofton. I think this is his rookie card. When he was with the Astros briefly, and then had a great number of years with the Cleveland Indians following this. And I may be one of the few out there that thinks he should be in the Hall of Fame. I thought he had a wonderful career. I forget how many stolen bases he had, but he had a long number of them and could hit really good. And we finish off the pack with Rico Brogna. And there's our plastic purple toilet making an appearance. And coming through again. So Nathan the Gnome, my 41-year-old gum and a top loader. Nathan the Gnome and Cal Ripken. We wish you a great day. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate you showing up. Take care. Beep beep, everyone.